Hey everyone, and welcome to Achieve with Carolina Live. I'm Carolina Romaniuk, child and family sleep specialist and founder of Achieve with Carolina and co-founder of Your Child Sleep Manual coming out this summer. I'm so excited. I'll be giving you pointers and tips when that comes out, and to be the first one to sign on. So tonight we have a special video that I'm going to be talking about something really common. Hey Angelica, it is about your baby standing up in their crib. You know, that being a huge sabotage for parents when they hit those milestones and their little one just can't sit down from standing in their crib, and that can be a huge reason in why your little one is staying awake for a long period of time at night and why they are waking up also. So I kind of wanted to go into 5 main key points tonight and talk about them. And if you guys have any specific questions, let me know in the comments below. You know the drill. So while we're waiting on for a couple of people to sign on, since yesterday we started our first day of doing gratitude, I want to continue on with that. So today, let me know in the comments below, what are you grateful for? And we're going to do this every day, okay? As long as I'm going to be doing these videos, I want to do this on a daily basis. I want you to rekindle and refresh your memory of some awesomeness that happened today. So with me, I had 7 unbelievable magical calls with clients today, and they are really skyrocketing in achieving their goals. I am so proud of them, of the hard work of the moms and dads that are doing it, and their little ones that are really absorbing and grasping onto the new way that they're falling asleep. So I'm super duper proud of them. I was also invited today, I was so psyched about this, to do a speaking engagement at a expo in June for a small community to talk about sleep. So I'm really excited about that, and just doing what I love and helping as many parents, families as possible, just to talk about safe sleep and helping anyone to get a good night's sleep. So that was kind of my big part on my day today, so I'm super psyched about that. And let me know, what are you grateful for? What awesome things happened today? Something must have happened to you. You know, maybe you got your coffee that's correct for the first time. Maybe your train wasn't delayed. What happened to you today and that you were grateful for? Let me know in the comments below. We got a couple of minutes before people start signing on, and I want to talk to you guys about that before we jump into going into sleep. So let me know in the comments below, what are you guys grateful for today that happened? Let me know. Oh, Angelica, you're already writing in the comments. So I'm going to answer your question later on, but you're getting a head start, aren't you? Okay. So I'm seeing that we're getting more people on, and nobody wants to type in what they're grateful for. Jeez Louise, peoples. You should really be grateful for something. No worries. Okay, so let's get into this, since this is an important topic and I really cherish your time. So I'm going to jump right into giving you the 5 tips. Okay, so the first one is, make sure that your child's room is clutter-free. Easy, right? So the reason why I say that is because when I do in-home consultations, and I actually come to the family's home and I evaluate the nursery, the room where the child sleeps, what I do notice is everything is all over the place, and there are lots of toys. It's lots of distraction for the child. So when they do start standing and they can see their toys, they're really going to want to start playing, and it's going to kind of arouse them even more. And we don't want that happening. We want sleep, and we want the area, the environment that they're sleeping in, to be as boring as possible. Entertainment should happen when they're awake, right? So if you're putting your little one to sleep and then they do the whole standing sabotage, that you should look around the room and see maybe they are staring at something, and that is why they are standing, because they want that specific object. So making sure that the room is clutter free does help significantly on that. Also making sure that the room is nice and dark. Of course, you don't want it to be like a cave because you need to see things that are going on, but you want the room to be dark enough so if you do have a clutter-free room that, or you don't, you want to make sure that they can't really see, kind of what's going on, like toys just hanging out all over the place. So that's one. Make sure to know that less stimulation equals more likely to get bored and go to sleep. So the less that they're stimulated by seeing any type of toys or things that are kind of hanging out and about, they're more likely just to be bored and then fall asleep. So that's one. Two, using a sleep sack helps significantly. So if your little one is a smarty pants, and most of them are, they can learn how to take off the sleep sack if you have the ones with the buttons on them on top, or if you have a zipper in the front. So what I usually suggest is to switch the sleep sack backwards so the zipper is in the back and they can't reach it. And when they stand in a sleep sack, it's really hard because they kind of topple over. So you want to protect them. Once they start standing, then it's easy for them to throw their leg over the rail, and then that's when they start practicing the Houdini moves, and try and climb out of the crib. And we don't want that happening. We want our children to be nice and safe, and we don't want them wandering around the home when they should be sleeping beautifully. So that does help significantly by wearing a sleep sack. That is 2. 3 is practice the standing and sitting during the day. So by now you should know my drill. Nighttime is a reflection of daytime sleep and how you react to their certain milestones during the day as well. So if they started to learn how to stand and they're trying to, move one foot in front of the other, then what you want to do is make sure you're practicing that so they master that technique during the day. You can't expect them to learn how to sit from standing only at night if they can't do it during the day. So you need to make sure that you're mastering and you're practicing that skill often during the day, and then at night it's just a continuation of it. So you might, for an example, put them in the crib and say, Julie, show me how you sit down from standing, and then prop her up, have her learn how to do that. But if you keep going into the room, or if you are in the same room and you just keep plopping your child down, they're never going to learn how to go from a standing to sitting position. The same way as when your little one learns how to roll over from around 5 months, that you can't keep rolling them over all the time, because then they're not going to learn how to do it themselves. So you can do it once, maybe twice, or even 3 times maximum, and then they should learn how to do it themselves, right? You can't do the work for them. So practice standing and sitting during the day, and that should help ease the transition for nighttime. 4th is make sure that the schedule is super good. There should be another reason and why they're waking up, and that they're standing. So if their daytime sleep is not balanced with nighttime sleep, meaning their schedule is not appropriate, that would be a significant reason why they're waking up, and then they're just jacked up on adrenaline that they just stand up and, kind of, hey, pick me up and let's do something right now. So everyone that's signing on, we are talking about is your baby standing in their crib during sleep times and how to help wean away from that. So I'm going through the 5 tips. So far I gave 4. 1 is make sure that the room is clutter free. 2 is using a sleep sack, and if you do have a sleep sack, you can reverse it and put it where the zipper is on the back. 3 is practice standing and sitting during the day, because nighttime is a reflection of daytime. They should master the technique during the day, and that will go into the nighttime too. 4 is make sure that the schedule is good. An overtired child totally equals monkey business during the nighttime. So we don't want that happening. We want it to be as smooth as possible, right? Now 5 is the video that I did yesterday on making a plan. So make sure you have a plan put together in making sure that it's easy and it doesn't become a game for your child when they start standing. So I don't want it to become a how do I get mom back in the room kind of a game. You want to have a plan in what you're going to do when they start standing, how you're going to help them to sit and to continue on going throughout the night. So either you put them down yourself a couple of times and then you just let them figure it out on their own. Yes, they're going to cry because it's something new that they have to try and they have to figure it out on their own on how to do it. There's only so much that you can guide them with, right? You have to take a step back for your child to take a step forward. And that's really where that important part comes in to play when your child is so used to standing in their crib and they have a hard time sitting down. So those are my 5 tips. And I know that this was kind of quick, but make sure that you don't slack on your sleep rules either. I really want to make sure that you guys know that and you keep that in the back of your mind, that when you are creating your sleep plan, that you are not slacking off on your rules that you put together for yourself, because you are the one that has to implement them. If you don't feel confident in sticking to your plan, then tweak it to something that you would feel more confident in using. It's you and whoever else is helping you. It's your husband, nanny, grandparents, even the daycare, if they will kind of help you along with it. But put a plan together for yourself and stick to it. So if you do have one and something's not working, tweak it, change it. Don't feel bummed that, oh my gosh, this didn't work out. There just might be like a couple of things that you just need to tweak on it just to make it nice and strong again, and that you have to stay committed to it. That's really what the important factor of when you're creating a plan is, entailing. So Angelica is the only one asking me questions tonight. Let's see what you're asking. Okay, let me open this up. Okay, so your son just stands up in the crib in the middle of the night various times. He will just stand there and wait for me or my husband to get him. We get him and we all just sleep through the night. So not sure if this is a problem or not. And then what else did you say? He doesn't want the stuff. He just stands up and waits. And even do you recommend to change to a toddler bed? By the way, he's 2.5. Okay, so first off, changing to a toddler bed, usually it's recommended anywhere between 3 and 4 years of age to do that. But some kids at 2 years old to 2.5 are mature enough to sleep in a toddler bed. My son, we did that. I had a couple of cases that did the transition at an early age, and it worked beautifully. But you need to know your child. So if you feel that once you do the transition into a toddler bed that they're going to start roaming out and come into your bed, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. So it doesn't hurt, but you need to know how they will react to it and if he is mature enough for that. Second part is if you're putting him down in his bed and then in the middle of the night he just starts standing and he waits for you, and then you put him into your bed, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of him even sleeping in his own crib, right? In his own sleeping space, because you're breaking up the sleeping and you have to wake up to go get him, or your husband has to wake up to go get him. He has to wake up and stand and wait for you to get him. So nobody sleeps for that time frame, even if it's a couple of minutes. That's broken up sleep. And we don't want that. We want to make sure the sleep is consolidated and it goes for the entire time frame with minimum wakings at night. You said it's not a problem that he stands during the day. His naps 2 to 3 hours. He just stands up and I come and get him. He literally just stands up and is ready to get out, not just to not sleep. He's just done napping. Okay, so for naps, then that's different. 2 to 3 hours is a long time for a 2-year-old to be napping. So I would keep a diary, and I would want to see how long does he sleep for at night then, because you might need to cap his naps if he's waking up if he's waking up a lot at night. And if I'm reading this correctly, I think that you were saying during the nighttime also he stands up, or is it just during naps? There's a little delay here, so I'll just wait. Sorry for the yawn. I'm tired. Long day. Okay, so I don't. Oh, that's someone else. Angelica, you wish your daughter would sleep 3 hours per night. So I think Angelica either left us or she fell asleep. I don't know. But let me know about his night sleep, if he stands only for naps or he does also for nighttime as well. So if he just stands, and I'm assuming, you know, he's 2.5 years old, so he knows totally how to sit. So if he's standing, that's just a habitual behavior that he has, because obviously at that age he's walking and he's, you know, fully alert, and that development is already passed. So he's not young, like a year old or anything like that, where he's just learning how to do the standing and the sitting. So at that age, Angelica, you're kind of dealing with more of the behavior. And if he's standing, that's kind of his way of saying, hey, okay, take me out, I'm ready to go. But if it's not time for him, okay, you're saying goes down for a nap between 12:30 to about 2, sometimes 4. Okay, so his nap is pretty good. It's kind of long. I would want to see if capping it does help to eliminate the night wakings. I would do that, and go from there. That's kind of like your starting point. But if he wakes up in the middle of the night and he stands there, he just knows that, you know, once he wakes up, someone is always going to get him. So if you don't want that to happen, then you need to put a plan in together in how are you going to help him stay in his own sleeping environment and go back to bed by himself. But you can do it with your assistance during the beginning of the time frame. So I'm not saying that you kind of have to, you know, close the door and just say peace and I'll see you in the morning and let him kind of figure it out. What I mean by that is, if he's standing and you want him to fall asleep on his own during the nighttime in his own crib, then we have to put a plan together on how you're going to do that. So if that is something that you want to look into, feel free to schedule an appointment with me. I think that's what it is. He knows. Yeah, so he totally knows. He's smart, obviously. Hey, Amanda. And kids at this age they really know they really know the behavior and the patterns that they absorb really quickly. So they're really, really intelligent at this age. And he just knows that once he stands, that's a cue for someone to come and get him. Now, what's going to happen is, if you don't want to come in and pick him up and you're going to use a different approach, he's going to protest heavily. He's going to start crying, he's going to have tantrums, he's going to start flipping out. And what we have to do is put in a approach together that can help him feel confident, feel safe at the same time, but be able to sleep independently, since I'm assuming that is what your goal is. So if it is, make sure to schedule something with me. I have my calendar up on top, and then we can talk a little bit deeper in what is going on at night, and about if even capping the naps is necessary, because there's a little more information that I need to know before you start capping naps, because that's kind of like your last resort to do that. So does anyone have any other questions, my lovelies, this evening? See what time it is? Okay, cool. Anything? Anything at all? Nothing, my lovelies? Okay then, so tomorrow, because I didn't do a Monday video, I'm going to be doing one tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Also, for Mother's Day weekend, if you guys are not doing anything, you know, planned as of yet, please join me at Limud NY in Westchester, and I have the link on my Facebook page. I'm going to be there for the entire weekend, me and my family, and we get to meet each other, talk, and I'm doing a speaking engagement on how to raise a happy and healthy sleeper there. It's going to be on Saturday, so I would love it if you guys can come, and hope to see you there. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much. And if you do have any questions right now or later on, feel free to comment on this video or just private message me. And make sure to schedule an appointment with me if you have any pressing questions about your baby's sleep. Love you. Mwah. Oh, Angelica, you said something. I'm bad with change, not good with crying, not good with flipping out. Just take him and we sleep. If it works for you, it works for you. Then I wouldn't change anything, Angelica. So that's the bottom line. If it doesn't work for you, then I would change something. But it sounds as though you have a approach and it works for your family. So everyone kind of sleeps in that part. So then I wouldn't change anything. Because once you start changing pieces, you do need to stay consistent with it. And it is a little difficult at the beginning part. But you really need to want it bad for creating any type of lasting change for your little one and them sleeping independently. But if whatever you're doing right now is working for you, then I would just stick with it. I wouldn't change anything. If it doesn't, then I would look into something different. Cool? Thumbs up to you too. So sweet dreams, everyone. Love you. Mwah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.